In today's video, we're talking about a volcano that everyone thought was basically dead, until it suddenly woke up after almost 12,000 years. Imagine a volcano that has been quiet since before the pyramids were built. No eruptions in any written record. And then, in just one night, it explodes, sending ash across the Red Sea all the way to India and forcing airlines to cancel flights across multiple countries. That's exactly what just happened in Ethiopia. Intro. What happened? On November 23rd, in northern Ethiopia's Afar region, the long-dormant Haile Gubbi volcano suddenly erupted. Residents described the moment like a bomb going off underground as the ground shook, and a towering column of dark ash shot several kilometers into the sky. Satellite images captured a massive plume of ash and gas rising up to cruising altitude heights used by passenger jets. For about 12,000 years, there had been no confirmed eruptions from this volcano. That's why scientists considered Haile Gubbi dormant in the Holocene period, basically our current geological era. Where is this volcano and why there? Haile Gubbi sits in Ethiopia's Afar region, part of the Erta Ale volcanic range. This area is a classic geological hotspot because it's where the African tectonic plate is literally pulling apart. A rift zone with active faults, collapsed desert terrain, and very thin crust. When plates pull apart, magma can rise more easily from deep underground. Nearby, the Erta Ale volcano has already been active this year, and scientists think those magmatic movements may have helped trigger Haile Gubbi's awakening. Impact on local people. So far, authorities say there have been no reported human or livestock deaths, but the ash is a serious problem. Fine volcanic ash has settled over grazing lands, raising fears for local pastoral communities whose animals depend on those pastures. People in nearby villages reported being jolted awake by shockwaves, then watching a dark ash cloud billow from the volcano as they evacuated to safer areas. How did this disrupt global flights? The story doesn't end in Ethiopia. Once that ash cloud reached high altitude, strong winds carried it across the Red Sea, over Yemen and Oman, and then into Pakistan and northern India. Volcanic ash is extremely dangerous for airplanes. It can melt inside jet engines and cause them to fail, sandblast cockpit windows, damage sensors, and reduce visibility. Because of that, airlines and aviation regulators take ash clouds very seriously. In this case, Indian carriers like Air India and Akasa Air canceled or diverted multiple flights on Monday and Tuesday. Flights across parts of the Middle East and South Asia were rerouted to avoid ash-contaminated airspace. By late November 25th, meteorological agencies reported that the main ash plume had moved out of Indian airspace, easing some of the disruption. But it was a strong reminder of how a remote volcano can affect travel thousands of kilometers away. Why did a dead volcano suddenly wake up? So what made Haile Gubbi erupt after so long? Volcano experts from Comet and other research groups explain it this way. The Afar region is one of the most active rift zones on Earth. In recent months, the nearby Erta Ale volcano erupted, and satellite data showed ground movement and magma intrusion beneath Haile Gubbi, a sign that magma was rising toward the surface. Even though there were no written records of eruptions for about 12,000 years, new satellite imagery had already revealed young lava fields near the volcano. That suggested it might have erupted sometime in the last few hundred years. We just didn't document it. In other words, Haley Gubby may not have been completely silent. We just weren't listening closely until now. What scientists are watching next right now. Scientists are monitoring three main things. Ongoing activity. Whether the explosive phase is over, or if new ash bursts or lava flows appear. Volcanic ash advisory centers are tracking the plume in real time using satellites. Gas and ash composition, to figure out what kind of magma erupted and how this fits into the wider tectonic story of the Afar Rift. Impacts on climate and air quality. Large eruptions can inject sulfur dioxide into the upper atmosphere. This one has released a visible ribbon of SO2 stretching from East Africa across the Arabian Peninsula towards South Asia, which scientists are now mapping in detail. Early indications are that this is a significant but not globally catastrophic eruption, more of a powerful regional event reminding us how dynamic our planet still is. A volcano that slept through all of human civilization has just reminded us that Earth is very much alive. From remote shepherd communities in Ethiopia to passengers stranded at airports in India and the Middle East, Haley Gubby shows how interconnected our world really is. What do you think? Should we expect more surprise eruptions as monitoring technologies improve and the climate changes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the science behind global news.